Yes, I do. So, in just a couple minutes, Jennifer Shirley is going to be joining us from the Give Corey a Star campaign about getting trying to get Corey Haim a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and get the recognition for his career that he deserves. So, and I was talking about this earlier, Lee. I don't understand why Hollywood didn't recognize him after he passed. You know, in the remembering the stars on the Oscars and stuff like that, didn't have his photo in there at all. And I want to say it was like 2 months after his death.
I don't know why there's been so many times that certain people have been overlooked, especially on the award show. But he was definitely one that deserved recognition and then never got the proper credit. And it's very sad because he did have a pretty illustrious career considering how young he was when he passed.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, like one of my favorite films was Dream a Little Dream. And I don't know, there was just something about that movie that was just really different, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, other than Corey Feldman doing the Michael Jackson thing in there, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But,
He was good at that, too.
All things considered, though, I mean, 3/4 of the people that have made those kind of movies back in the 80s, you know, if any of those would have passed, you know, any of the Brat Pack or any of that kind of stuff, the recognition would have been worldwide, and I think they just kind of skipped over him, and it's very unfortunate. So it's about time that, you know, people take initiative and try to get him a star, you know, with all these other, because there's plenty of has-beens that shouldn't even have their name in there.
Yeah,
that do, and people that deserve it do not, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, so speaking of time, we are going to bring on our guest, Jennifer Shirley of the Give Corey a Heart. A heart. I keep saying a heart. Give Corey a Star campaign. I apologize for that, Jennifer. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey.
It's okay.
So I want to get right into it. You're on the air with Dave and Lee Platt. Normally we don't do the show together in the morning, but we've just recently started, so I'm happy that the three of us are together today to talk about your great cause, your great campaign, and to shed recognition on somebody who really deserves it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's an honor.
So let's get right into it. Tell us exactly what the campaign's all about. Other than the obvious at the surface, tell us what it's all about and how you get started on this.
Yeah, basically what it's all about, obviously, it's me and a bunch of other Corey Haim fans trying to get him a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But more, underneath that, when he passed, I was only a fan of his for about 2 years, and I had just I've been watching him on the two Coreys, and I was seeing his decline and him trying to get back on top, and I don't know, I just kind of saw him as a fighter, and me just being the passionate person that I am, like I was rooting for him and like wanting to see change, and I don't know, he just had this spark about him that jumped off the screen, and I just had so much faith in him as well as other people to get him, back to where he should be. He deserves to be. He was a good man, great heart. He loved his fans, loved his acting, loved what he did. So, it makes sense, this whole thing. And I'm just very persistent, and I took to social media and launched this whole campaign. We have a petition that's like Twitter-based, and right now we have over 1,000 signatures.
All right. Now, the one thing I want to be clear, I don't want everybody out there thinking that it's just fans that are backing your campaign. Tell us some of the stars that you reached out to and that are very vocal and they're supporting the cause.
Oh yes, absolutely. Since I've started this cause, we've reached out to his family. Both Judy and Carrie Haim are fully aware of our efforts. Corey Feldman, Debbie Gibson, Sean Astin, and a bunch of other people from like the Lost Boys, Jamison Newlander, We're working with Barnabas Bailey and a bunch of other people, Jimmy Starr, and a bunch of people that actually knew him. You know, that I think that's what sets it all apart. Is this is really, you know, his friends and family coming together and, you know, working hard to get this to happen for him. So
that's
definitely.
really cool. So you said you got over 1,000 signatures. When did you actually start this, though? Like, how has it been? Years? Has it been? How long have you been doing this campaign?
Well, he died in March of 2010, and I started the petition in August of 2010. So it's been, you know, close to 3 years now. And up the first year after he passed, I only had 29 signatures on this thing. And after the second anniversary came about, this thing exploded. You know, we were on blog articles and, you know, everything on the internet. People were just word of mouth, Facebook, you know, Twitter, everything. People were just talking about it. And we were persistent, as I said. We weren't annoying and we weren't, you know, but people really just gravitated towards our genuine, you know, desire to see this happen for him.
That's really cool. So how can people help?
Okay. Well, we are on social media. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have Tumblr. Right now, we are partnered with Barnabas Bailey and then his horror shows, and he has on his website, he's selling a DVD that a portion of the DVD sales go to the funds for his star. They're setting aside an amount that they're donating to help us out. And in addition to that, American Sunset, which was one of his final films, they have a tribute site for Corey that they are selling a DVD, their DVD, American Sunset, and a portion of their sales will go towards the funds for Corey's star. And right now I'm working on a big surprise for everyone. I hope to get some big names involved, and, you know, that'll help things out a lot. But, yeah, there is an eBay account that is actually set up by Corey's web mistress who's selling Corey's, like, personal items. It's all set up by Judy Haim herself. And portions of that will actually go towards his star too. So we actually have a whole fund going in, but we have our PayPal account, which if you send money into that, we're doing all these projects in Corey's honor. Right now, this past March 10th, we actually organized to send flowers to his gravesite. We actually asked his sister, Corey Haim, which was his favorite flowers, and she said white roses. So we sent white roses to his plot site in Toronto, and she and her mom actually went there on that day and took pictures and sent it in to us. And we actually, the other day, we sent $15 to the SPCA of Pasadena, California. Corey was a big animal lover and once donating all his money to a similar shelter. So, I mean, any way we can just get the word out there and give back in Corey's name, it's awesome. So.
And it proves your point. Every little bit helps, you know.
It doesn't have to be thousands of dollars. It can be $1 here, $1 there. You know, it's all for a good cause. So. All
right, now you touched on you have social media stuff on Twitter, on YouTube,
yes,
and on Tumblr. Please go ahead and give the information out on that so people could check it all out.
Okay. Yes, of course. Twitter, I'm at Never Forget Haim. My YouTube channel, the official YouTube channel, is Corey Haim TV. Our Tumblr account is givecoreyastar.tumblr.com. Our Facebook is facebook.com/the Give Corey a Star campaign. And like I said, I'm working on another surprise right now, but you can reach us at any of those links, and be sure to come about, check out what we're about, and we'd love you to join our army.
Well, speaking of joining your army, I have a sneaky feeling that we're going to be working together for quite a long time in different avenues on this, as I talked to you yesterday about it.
Yes.
So I am in the process of speaking with those people, and I'll let you know the outcome of that and see how we could propel that.
Well, thank you very much.
I can't make any announcements yet, and you know how that goes. But I don't want to until it's solidified and everything's set in stone there. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us about the campaign and any other information?
Well, technically we're not. I had spoke to the vice president at the Commerce, and she had said that technically we weren't allowed to do any official fundraising for his star until March of 2015 because they have a 5-year waiting period for him. And, a lot of people heard that, got wind of that, and was like, well, what are you trying to do here? I just want to put it out there that we are fully aware of this rule, and we're still trying to be persistent. We're trying to work around the law here, but we're not trying to step on anyone's toes or pull anyone's, legs or anything. This is like a legit, genuine campaign for someone who truly, honestly deserves it and would have given his all and has given his all to the industry. He put 30-plus films out in the film industry. He won all these awards. Hollywood praised him for years, and it's time that they own up to that and finally, give him what he deserves. He deserves to be up on that wall of fame more than anyone. So
that's really cool. So thank you so much for coming in today and talking to us about your great cause. And we are, Lee and I are big supporters of everything that's going on with, of course, the Coreys and anything involved with the Lost Boys and stuff like that. Big fans of all the films that Corey did over the years, including License to Drive, which is a great movie.
Yes.
But,
yes.
I don't know.
My favorite's Lost Boys, but yeah.
That and Lucas. I mean, other than Corey Haim being in there, that was when I first.
He made that movie.
He did. Well, there's a debate on that. We're talking about Corey, so we're going to say he made that movie. But right now, let's put it in perspective. You're talking to a person who is madly in love with Winona Ryder. So no. She was great. I mean,
really, honestly, all of the young cast were awesome, and he just had this spark. At that time he was a little bit of a unknown talent, and people were like, "Who is that?" He just, I don't know, he captivated a lot of people in that movie, and her too. So.
And you're right. There's something about Lucas with Corey wearing those big glasses and his smile and the eyes. Like it's just he had such charisma without even speaking. And
absolutely.
I'm sad that I never had an opportunity to really meet Corey or talk with him. He was at a couple shows before he passed away, and I couldn't get to any of them. So I was disappointed. I would have loved to have met him. I know he was a pretty genuine guy.
Yeah, so, I mean, it just came across in everything that he did. Whether he was walking down the street, he would give the shirt off his back for you, or whether he was, in a big movie premiere, it was just, he was all there all the time,
Yeah. All right, Jennifer, thanks so much for coming on this morning.
All right, thank you so much for having me.
All right, have a great day.
All right, bye.